Hello, welcome to Port Misery, a GH podcast where we try to figure out why everybody in Port Charles is so miserable this week. It's Tara, y'all. Oh man, this was such a boring week. This was such a boring week. I really wanted to not record this week. I was gonna be like, y'all saw the week. You don't need a recap of it. But y'all know the cycle. Y'all know the what happens. So I did it. I committed to it. It's gonna be a straightforward Monday through Friday recap because that's how little happened this week. Like I feel like they thought a lot happened and nothing happened. Like I couldn't even get through Tuesday and Wednesday's episode on Tuesday and Wednesday. I was like, I'll get to this. I have better things to do than whatever's happening on the screen right now. And so I was like, I'll watch it today, which is Saturday. And I'm watching it. And in the middle of Wednesday's episode, I was like, I'm going to make an obscene chart detailing all of the current beefs on the show. Some of them are older beefs. Some of them here. I'm gonna put it up on the screen. If you just listen to this, I know like majority of my audience just listens to this on like Apple Podcasts or Spotify. It's on my Twitter account. Like it is up right now on my Twitter account. It is an insane chart that just goes through random beefs. Like, if you go to Brit, you can see that she's currently beefing with Jocelyn. She's in a one-sided beef with Anna. She's not aware of this. She's beefing with Dante and Lulu constantly. Oh, I did say they're cool. But she's cool with Rocco. She's cool with Rocco. She's dating Jason. That's pretty much all she's got going on. I could have said she's cool with the Westbournes, but it's not important enough. If we go to Drew, she's beefing with so many people. He's beefing with so many people. He's beefing with Jason. He's beefing with Sonny. He's beefing with Carly. He's in a one-sided beef with Valentine. Valentine don't even know about the beef. He's beefing with Brennan through Willow and through Nina. Like Willow beefing with Trina and Kai of all people. We're gonna talk about that. She beefing with Brooklyn. Now she live back at the house. She beefing with Tracy. Tracy beefing with Chase. Chase is beefing with Michael, who's beefing with Nina and Willow, and all the Drew, all the things. But he did get an apology from Drew. Like Drew was dropping apologies. It was very fucking random. He apologized to all of Black Hospital. He said, "Listen, all them other hoes deserved it, but y'all didn't deserve it. Y'all didn't deserve it. That's my bad." That's my bad, y'all. I should not have done that. I didn't put the creepy record producer on here, but I could put like creepy record producers beefing with Kai of all people. Like he's fine with Emma. He was dapping up Emma, but he hates Kai. It's just there's a crazy. I included the weird beef between Ava, Rick, and Liz. I said that Liz and Ava got drama because it wasn't really a beef. She didn't really. I think that she was more mad at Rick, but Rick and Ava got beef. She like locked him in a not in a panic room, like in a storm cellar or something like that for a month and a half. Rick is in a one-sided beef with Dante now because Dante is like, you're not even important enough to hate, to be honest. Like Dante is Captain Steal Your Girl this week. It's crazy. You got, obviously Danny's beefing with Drew, but then now he's got a little ally in Charlotte who's like whispering in his ear, trying to get him to do crazy things. This is gonna turn out so bad. This is gonna turn out so bad. And so it's a massive chart that has like multiple connections. Like I said, if you go to my Twitter account, if you can't see it right now, you can check it out. You can check it out. But while you're checking things out, why don't you like, subscribe, do all the things, trying to grow the channel, trying to do things for YouTube and Spotify. I don't think you can like I think you just set reminders for Apple and Google and stuff like that. So set reminders, all the things. But yeah, let's try and get into it. Let's get into it. So like I said, I'm not doing themed stories this week. I'm just going by the days because it was rough enough to get through this week because it was just a talk to week. Everybody was just talking to everybody being everybody's life coach. Everybody was dropping big tea and big information, but we weren't getting the sort of reactions from this information. It was just like, oh, that's good to know. Glad I have that information. Like, great. Great. And so Monday, we have like a Lucy and Serena scene where Lucy's like, "Did you know that random sex worker and Michael broke up? You should get in there, girl." And Serena's like, "I'm not going to have this grand love story with Michael," which is usually a signal that they're about to have some grand love story with each other. But I'm going to be so honest with you. By the end of the week, I was like, I think Michael and Jordan should bang, to be honest. And so I still don't know what we're doing with Serena. Like, I really feel like this ends with Serena going to Panama to save some whales. We also had Lucas and Mean Girls Detective kind of like flirting it up, kind of kikiing with each other. Like Lucas, they were talking about softball. We're like trapped in softball season. So they were flirting over softball. And then Mean Girls Detective is like, "I'm still staying at the overpriced Metro Court." I'm like, bro, you've been here for months. Like, how much? Carly ain't charging rooms by the month, is she? Like, what's going on? Like, how have you not already found a place? Like, at least Lucas got millions of couches to sleep on in Port Charles, but Mean Girls Detective was really just running up the price. Like, what they paying them over at the PCPD, where he could, one, get an apartment that was that nice, and two, that he could just be staying at the Metro Court all the time. Like, okay, that doesn't make any sense. But Lucas was like, "You should go talk to Lucy so you can get this apartment because Lucy is the best at getting apartments." So yada yada yada. What happens between these two? Because I'm not even gonna bring it up because it's gonna come up, I think, in Tuesday's episode. Lucy essentially gives them the same apartment. Lucy gives them the same apartment. Y'all are running a story where we're supposed to believe that Lucy's competent enough to run deception by herself, but she's not competent enough to know that she's already shown and sold the same apartment to two different men. Like, what? Like, how do you? I assume that Lucy was the one helping Lucas. She said she had the exclusive listing. And so she had to have shown Lucas's apartment, got him to sign, and now she's signing up Mean Girls Detective as well. That doesn't really bode well for, like, let me be on Lucy's side taking this company from Michael and Tracy. Cause like, girl, you a dodo bird. What is going on here? But that's a little like that's their little like meet cute part due, I guess. Now they gotta be like forced proximity relationship to each other. I just don't really care about this, to be honest. And I don't think it's like realistic that they would be forced to live together if that's where you're going. Like, you're grown ass men, and you have like, obviously, this man is like the world's highest paid detective, and Lucas is a doctor. And so, y'all don't have to live with each other. Y'all were out here getting two-bedroom apartments under the with the understanding that you could afford it by yourself. So I don't even understand how they would even get together and decide, yeah, let's just live together. We don't need an extra room. Okay, sure. Sure, but that's them. That's Lucas and Mean Girls Detective. Joss is still in the WSB on Monday, and everybody still hates it, and she's still confused. Like, I don't understand why everybody's trying to stop me. I don't understand why people don't just let me get shot, let me do what I want. That's crazy to me. Like, and she tries to get Michael because last time she talked to Michael, he was big, I don't care energy, right? He was like, "Yeah, I don't care about that. I don't care about that. Don't even worry about that, girl. You do what you got to do." But that's because he thought that she was like a secretary at the WSB. He thought that she was like stapling things. He thought that she was like photocopying things, sending emails out. He didn't know she was out here getting shot. And so now that he knows that, he's like, "Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm kind of on mom's side. I don't know what to tell you." If my daughter was out here getting shot, I would be involved. Like, I would be getting involved. And so can't really be mad at her for that. Joss is like, "I can't believe this, yada, 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 blah, 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 blah. Can you help me find a CEO for my dad's company? Because I really don't give a fuck about it. Like, I care enough about it to not just give it to a rando, but I don't care about enough about it to run it. And so can you help me with that?" He's like, "Bet, bet, I can help you with that. Don't even trip." And then generic white man number 5 shows up after talking to Carly, who we learn is 100% a part of this Jax plan. She was like, "Yeah, me and Jax, we we kikied and we put our heads together, and that's why you're here, bro. That's why you're getting comped a room at the Metro Court to convince my daughter to run this company." Okay, girl. By the end of the week, she's like, "Yeah, I should just stay out of it." I should just stay out of it. She has like a whole I should stay out of it moment with Lucas, and she has a whole I should stay out of it moment with Valentine, where they like pledge their to be together for 6 years. I thought it was cute, but I was like, oh, okay. So this is usually something you say when y'all not gonna be together for 6 years. But let's see if they get to stay together for 6 years. But yeah, Carly's ass deep in the let's get Joss out of the WSB plan. And so I wasn't mad at it. I was like, cool. I thought that was like a solo Jax plan, but it turns out she was on the ground floor of planning all the things that are happening currently. But after he's done being berated by Carly, being like, get back to work, bitch. Like, this is what you here for. Like, believe in yourself. And so he goes to the Quartermain mansion because that's where Joss and half the town live. And he runs into Michael, and Joss is like, Michael's going to find the new CEO. Just, just leave it to him. Give him all the stuff, give him all the information. Okay, what are we doing here? If we're trying to put Joss with generic white man number five and give her a baby at her tender age of 22, I don't need that. I don't need that. And y'all already retconned Joss's age to 2002 to make her closer to like what Spencer would be. And now she's born in 2004, so she'd be 22. I can't stop telling me how old these people are. Stop doing that. She can't be 22 because she started like freaking undergrad in 2020. Y'all the ones who keep having them be in school for 6 7 years, and now you want to pretend like that whole 6 7 years was 4 years. It's not 4 years. It is not 4 years. Be so serious. Oh my God. Then like stop telling us ages and times and using numbers and stuff like that. Just live in limbo with us. Cause you were out here really trying to pretend like this entire week was 48 hours so Curtis could be on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Like, stop doing time. Y'all are not good with time. Okay. Time is not your strong suit telling us how old someone is. I remember when Charlotte was 17 2 years ago, and now she's 16 in the present day. And so stop telling us how old people are. Stop telling us what time it is. Stop telling us how long people have. They got 48 hours to do something, but you run the story for a whole 6.5 days. Stop it. Stop it. All right. And so that's what's happening on Monday with the Joss is running her dad's company storyline. I guess it's better than Spy Hospital, to be honest, but that's just how I feel. That's just how I feel. I know some of y'all are like, I love Spy Hospital. You're allowed to. You're allowed to. I disagree, but you could love it. We also have Willow moving back to the Q's, and Chase will not put a shirt on. Like, he refused to put a shirt on all Monday's episode. He was in some short shorts, sweating, just sweating all over Willow's shit, refusing to put a shirt on. Yuri looked so uncomfortable because Yuri was there helping Willow move her crusty things back since she's being forced to live at the Q mansion against her will. And Chase was like, "Oh my God, girl, why are you here? That's so crazy." Like, and Willow starts launching into some lie. She lies like she breathes, but some lie about how her and Michael want to be closer to the kids, and this way they could be. I mean, it's technically true. Like, if they live on the property, then they can see each other. They can see their kids every day. But Chase is like, "Well, I'll be your bestie while you're here, and I know how it feels to be an outsider." Chase, you are an outsider because you opt with everybody in that family. Because you refuse to see anybody in that house as your family. They're all Brooklyn's family. You don't feel any type of kinship to them. You don't feel any loyalty to them. You think they're all terrible people, and Willow's a good person. It doesn't matter how many accusations and stuff pile up against her. You're like, clearly she's the best person in this house, and everybody else is trash, and I don't even know him like that. You don't know him like that? That's your wife's family. It's crazy. But he's talking about how they're outsiders. Willow's out here talking about how Michael forced him to be a stepford wife. I said, pause. What? Huh? What are you talking about? And I know that, like, I was talking to Tracy from Sunday Shift about this when it happened. it's very clear to us that they were using Stepford Wife in place of Boring, because Willow were famously called the white bread couple. Like, they never had any problems, they didn't have any beef, they didn't have any fucking story. And then when they started giving them story, it was all based around their like eternal love for each other. And so everything they were doing was out of some like love and compassion for each other. Like, ooh, I gotta keep Nina away from Willow because Willow doesn't like Nina, and so she can't know that that's her mom, or yada yada yada. I gotta blackmail her to stay away. All the things for my undying love of Willow. Willow's out here. I can't tell Michael about my cancer because I need to have our baby because our baby is a representation of our love. Everything was about Willow's undying love for each other until they did this weird about face and had Willow get this weird crush on Drew and start having an emotional affair on him. The entire time she was having the emotional affair, she was like, this is so wrong to Michael. Michael's such a good husband. And now we got this weird fucking rewrite where she suffered her entire marriage and he was trying to lock her in the house and Stepford wife. No, don't do that. Don't do that. If you want to say that y'all were some boring couple and you were bored in your marriage, say that. But you don't want to because that makes her wrong. And to be honest, it's not wrong. Like, some people just fall out of love. It's not what the story we saw. You just did an about face and had her get a weird crush on Drew. But there is such a thing as, like, what we had, we don't have anymore. And I was bored, and that's why I cheated on my husband. I shouldn't have done it. It's so easy to have her say that, but instead, you're just constantly having Willow justify things. And if that's not a purposeful thing, if you're not having her do these weird justifications, rewrites in her own mind to have a boom gotcha moment with her, then what's the point? Because rewriting the story on soap fans is actually untenable. Like, you could do a major rewrite on a story from 10 years ago, right? Like, you want to change something, you want to make Jason a twin, you want to have Dante and Brooklyn be the same age, you want to do all that, that's fine. But trying to change the story on a story that played out less than 5 years ago, that's not going to work with us. You are dealing with a fandom that remembers the exact color blouse Anna Devane wore fucking April 15th, 1987. And so telling us that like Milo had this shitty relationship when the shittiest thing about the relationship was how y'all chose to write it as boring and conflict free, that's not gonna work with majority of the audience. I'm just being so real with y'all. Like, if any writers are listening to this, or anybody who has any kind of connection to this show is listening to this, that kind of rewrite playing in our face like that's not going to work, and it's not going to endear us to Willow. It's not going to make us feel bad for Willow. And so that's why my only solution, or my only idea of what y'all are doing, is that this has to be purposeful. Like, and it kind of goes into how Kai pops off on her on Thursday's episode, which we'll get to on Thursday. But yeah, it's just very weird to have her talk like this, and we're all like, that's not what happened. That's not what happened at all. And like, cool, if you are doing this on purpose in the story, end it. End it. We've had enough. Like, we've actually had enough. It's actually crazy that you keep trying to do stuff like this. It doesn't make any sense. Like, there's so many ways to get Willow out from under what you have her under. Like, obviously y'all blackmailed Drew so he can't do anything, and she was found not guilty. Like, everybody finding out that she shot Drew at this point means nothing. Like, what, people gonna side-eye her for a few weeks? Like, she lives in a town with Sonny Corinthos and Jason Morgan. They've caught way more bodies than her. Alexis has caught more bodies than her. Like, just move past it. Why are you acting like this is an unforgivable thing, shooting Drew, when half the town wants to get his ass shot again anyway? Like, people in this town don't even feel bad for this man. They don't care for him. They don't like him. What's the problem? What's going on? And so, yeah, you have Willow moving back in. Tracy asks Yuri, like, hey, if Chase and Willow are alone, let me know. Let me know. This is after she tells Brooklyn that Willow moved back in. Brooklyn's like, how could you? How could you do this to my marriage? Tracy is so funny. She was like, I did this because you said your marriage was good. Like, you said your marriage was good, and if I didn't allow her to move in because I was worried about your marriage, then, like, I was worried that you get mad at me for being worried about your marriage. That's so fucking good. See? Congratulations, Brooklyn. You played your fucking self. You played yourself, girl, because you were yelling at all these people for being like, it's fucking weird that he's out here capping for her like that. And now that, like, and because you yelled so hard that, like, no, there's nothing wrong with my marriage. We live in a perfect bubble of domesticity. Because you said that, now they could turn around and do this kind of shady ass shit and say, like, this is how I support you in your unfucking movable marriage, your unflappable marriage. Congratulations, girl, you played yourself. What can we do? What can we do? And she's still playing herself. She like went over to Willow's little gate prison and brought her like an orchid, which is an expensive ass flower. I'm like, let me be so real with you. Nobody in that room is buying this. Willow knows you don't like her. Chase knows you don't like Willow. Willow don't like you. Like the only thing that Chase is unaware of is that Willow don't like you, like because he still thinks she's perfect, but everybody in that room know that you don't fuck with her. So why are you here with this flower, girl? What is this? And if you're not about to like throw hands with her, if you're not cussing her out being like stay the fuck away from my husband in front of your husband, what is this for? What's this for? Is this so we could watch Willow happen upon Tracy and Brooklyn talking about how Brooklyn didn't cause that accident and then air her shit out so she can get closer to Chase? Because that's what I think is about to happen. And the Chaylin stand's gonna fucking lose it. If Brooklyn gets tarred and feathered for not causing a goddamn accident before Willow gets tarred and feathered for actually shooting Drew in the back 2 times, more than the Chaylin fans are gonna lose it. Like, this is crazy. I'm so worried about where this story is going. These people have me so nervous. They have me so nervous. But that's pretty much all the stuff that happened on Monday. That's pretty much all the important stuff. Let's go to Tuesday. So Tuesday, once again, like I said, Mean Girls Detective and Lucas are buying the same apartment. Mean Girls Detective does try to like ask Lucy why the hell she accused Willow, and Lucy's like, I don't want to talk about that. Let's just buy this apartment. And then he does, even though she can't actually file anything. And I'm like, so is Mean Girls Detective just gonna move into the apartment before he's got like clearance to move in? Or like what's about to happen right there? I don't know. I really don't know. But this is about to be a dumb storyline. I hate forced proximity as like tropes. They only really work with enemies to lovers type stuff. And so like Mean Girls Detective and Lucas, you kind of had them be cool with each other. And so if you have them start beefing now, like I don't want to see no odd couple ass storyline with these two men. I'm so sorry. Just let them date or don't let them date. But we don't need to do this forced proximity odd couple ass shit. Like, no, 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 no. Stop it. Stop it. And so, what else happened on Tuesday? We got generic white man number 5 and Joss once again talking about this company that no one cares about, including Joss. And they eventually see the loose baby that Shaylin didn't adopt because Ethan wasn't that baby's daddy. So that's about to be all up in the air. And it seems very clear that that's his baby. But once again, if that's his baby, sis was out here running dead in the dead of the night, 8 months pregnant from this man. And so what are they about to do, a crazy rewrite where she's the villain? Like we find out that she was out here about to sell this baby on the black market and he was chasing her down because he wanted to raise it himself on his VP. So like how are they gonna rewrite this where he's not a monster? Because like you had him come in like a monster. You had Ethan being all scared. Like, are you gonna turn Ethan into the monster in this storyline? I'm just very confused about what's going on. I'm very confused about what's going on and how we fix it. But he does see the baby. He's like, oh, look at this baby. Then we get to see this like Chaylin delusional ass storyline where they talk about Willow and Brooklyn's insecurities around Willow, and she just blames herself for all of it. And they're trying the rewrite they're giving Chase, where he's like, we can move out. We don't have to live here. And she's like, no, I want the loose baby to grow up around all these people. Just hurry up and tar and feather Brooklyn. Just hurry up and do it. I just rip the band-aid off at this point. I can't with this. This is so annoying. The Chaylin story is like painful. Like, come on now. But that's all the stuff with generic white man number five and this loose baby. He's telling Joss he ain't leaving until she picks a CEO. At this point, girl, just pick anybody. Who cares? Who cares? Why is it taking so long? I'm with him. Like, hurry up. Hurry up, girl. We all got better things to do. Like, you keep talking about you got better things to do. You don't even have an assignment. You don't have an assignment waiting for you. We're all fucking waiting for you to do something. And so that's their story. Then we still got Geo and Trina singing. They're still doing that storyline that who wanted that? Like, who asked for this? To be honest. I guess it's cool that she's being stalked, like not for being stalked sake, but it is a juicy storyline. But we have done it before. Like, essentially, this is the Esme storyline, except the stalker is male now. Like, it's not just Esme and her weird geriatric mother, Heather. It's like crazy. Like, how are we still doing this storyline with Trina? Yeah, but she's being stalked. She doesn't know it yet. And she's sad because Curtis is going to prison, so she can't write songs. And Gio's like, nah, it's fine. Like, we're just gonna show the other songs and it's gonna be okay. We're gonna make it work for a creepy record producer. Don't even trip about that. All of a sudden, not Gio, Emma and Random Bestie show up. Remember Kai's Random Bestie? He shows up. It turns out that he has been volunteering at the animal shelter with Emma. I could be 100% wrong, but if I'm wrong, I'm gonna be upset because Emma said that the animals like that man, and that means he's innocent. Animals could tell. Animals could tell when people are sus. When people are sus, and when people we should not be around them. And so the fact that he's got the okay from the animals, that signals to me that he's a good person. That he's a good person and he just remembers stuff. Maybe he was hating because he had a crush on Trina and Kai got to be with her. And that's what we find out. Because I feel like Kai's about to get murdered. I feel like Kai's about to get murdered. I'll talk about it more on Wednesday's episode. But I definitely think Kai's about to get murdered. But they're talking Random Bestie leaves, and then once again they remind us that Trina's being stalked, and they really want us to think that it's either Random Bestie or creepy record producer, because like the stalking happens in between Random Bestie leaving and creepy record producer showing up. And so put a pin in that. Put a pin in that. We're gonna come back to that on Wednesday. But then we get Jason and Britt. We got Jason in this ELQ jersey, and I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. Him being in this ELQ jersey is wild. And he's just like, I'm doing stuff. Like, Britt asks him, like, why are you in this jersey and what do you do for ELQ? And he's like, I just help out. I'm just doing stuff. You know, it's a family company. What are you talking about? It's not a restaurant. Like, what stuff are you doing, Jason? Like, that's crazy to me. That's great. Were you sending emails? Were you sending on business meetings? Like, what exactly are you doing for ELQ besides just being a pinch hitter for them? That's all I'm saying. But Jason ends up telling Britt that he's out of the mob. And Britt becomes the latest person to ask Jason, how's that going to work? Like, how's that going to work? And she came at it from a completely different angle. Because she was like, so you live in this town, and Sonny's still out here. And so you supposed to just see Sonny struggling out here in the streets of Port Charles in a mob war, and you just going to sit back and be like, well, that's his problem. That's his problem. And Jason was like, I don't know. And so they're just really setting up that these two men can never leave the mob. I feel like if Jason is really out, it's because Steve is leaving the show again. And he just doesn't want to be killed off because, like, Steve just be getting the itch, like, every 5 years to come back to GH. And so, like, it's easier if he's alive, if he, the next time he want to come back, if they're not constantly killing him and disappearing him in some weird way. And so maybe he does get brought back into the shenanigans because Sitwell is gonna pop off. But also after that, he's like, see, this is why I can't live in this town, and he takes his baby and he leaves. I don't know. This is speculation. Also, uh Nazine contractor, I'm sorry if I got that name wrong. She plays Horny DA. She posted a bunch of scripts that seem like Sitwell and Curtis getting their ass beat in Penville. I just want to point that out because it does kind of, it seems like Sonny's being framed for that, which goes into we can never leave the mob. We can never leave the mob. And so I don't know. I assume we're gonna see something about that in maybe October. If I think this was the script said. It was crazy that she posted them scripts. Girl, if you listen to this, don't be doing that. Don't be doing that. Frank hates that shit. He hates that shit. He hates when people sort of give away storyline. Like that's the worst thing you could do to give away the story. But Jason tells Britt that he's out. He's out for Danny. He's got to put Danny first. And I feel like that's a setup, excuse me, for whatever comes between Jabrit. Because Jabrit, they're still together by the end of this week. I'll get into what happens on Thursday. But they're clearly setting something up between Dr. Spy and Britt. And I feel like that's because Jabrit's coming to an end. But they didn't come to an end this week. You know, he forgave her this week. But we're not there yet. He just told her that he's out the mob, and she said, bet, love that for you, love that for me, love that for us. And so then we get Anna. Now, this, I love anytime they put Finola and Maurice in a scene together, and she don't have to, like, judge him and tell him that she will put him in jail, and then he gotta laugh in her face and be like, okay, girl, good luck. I like when they get to be friends, but I also think that this scene between them kind of highlights how one-sided this friendship has truly become and potentially always was. And so Anna goes to see Sunny to get a place to go murder Britt where no one will find her. Yeah. Yeah, that's what's happening. And so she goes to Sunny's house to be like, "Hey, I'm not here to arrest you. I'm here as your friend, even though I'm constantly here for the past like 2.5 years. I've done nothing but try to arrest you. But put that to the left. I've been in a French loony bin. I've gone through things, you've gone through things, we've all gone through things." Sunny's like, "You okay? You okay? You seem a little shaky." And he proceeds to give her a whole state of mind session. To be honest, if you've never seen Maurice Bernard's YouTube show called State of Mind, that's pretty much what he was doing. He was life coaching and through whatever the hell she got going on. And like I said, I really like Anna and Sunny's relationship. One, because it kind of shows how Spy Hospital is literally the opposite, like, side of the coin of Mob Hospital. Like, these are criminals with badges, essentially. Like, you're a criminal with a contract. That's all I can say. Like, Joss, like, is out here acting like she's the world police, and it's like, no, y'all are criminals with contracts. You just have a license to kill, where everybody else is just killing and hoping they don't get caught. And so Anna, like, her conversations with Sunny are always really good because Sunny really understands Anna better than people like Dante understand Anna. Like, Dante was a spy for like one summer in 2017, but like Anna's been a spy for like her entire adult life, and Sunny's pretty much been a criminal his entire adult life. Like, they get each other, and that gray liminal space that they encompass, they understand that about each other better than anyone. And I think that, like, Sunny accepts his grayness in a way that Anna doesn't. Like, Anna wants to be a white hat, even though she knows she got that darkness in her. And so he he talks to her. She's clearly going through it. See, this is why Anna likes Law and Order Hospital so much. Like, she likes Law and Order Hospital because there's rules over there. There's laws and there's regulations. There's things you should and shouldn't do. Where Mob Hospital and Spy Hospital are full of nothing but, like, non-binding obligations and unenforceable codes of honor and respect, right? Like, that's all that those two are. And I think that they get that better than any character on the show that's like dealing with Mob Hospital or Spy Hospital. But but because the writing during the head writer swap, like before it was Liz and Chris, when it was Liz and that other dude who clearly hates Sunny, it became really one-sided as they tried to make Sunny into this big villain that like the PCPD was going after. And because Anna was now the commissioner, she had to be going after him like super hard, even though we know that he was out here helping her cover up extrajudicial murders and taking her across across international lines to find criminals that she didn't murder, giving her safe houses when she was an international fugitive. Like, that's their relationship. And then she turns around and is like, I'm gonna arrest you because I've decided to put my white hat back on. Like, the grayish black hat was on for all these years, but now the white hat's back on, so now you're my op. And now she's crazy, right? And I understand that she's going crazy. But once more, she's like, I'm gonna utilize this like very one-sided relationship and get this man to give me a property on the slide so I can go murder Brit. Like, I really want them to have a real conversation about how, like, he might be a bad person and a criminal. Like, he's a terrible person and he's a criminal. She's a terrible friend. Like, let's just talk about it. Like, she's a terrible friend. She can act like his criminal enterprise is what comes between their friendship. No, it's her deciding when she wants to be a criminal and when she doesn't want to be a criminal. When she wants to enact vigilante justice on someone and when she doesn't want to enact vigilante justice on someone. Like, when she's down to clown and like shoot someone in the ass without a judge's permission, then she's Sonny's bestie. When she's like, oh, I have my white hat on and I'm the commissioner again, now he's the bad guy. It's just very annoying to me. It's very annoying to me. Like, she's just using him and I don't like that. Cause like, he didn't use her. Like, even if you want to come in my comments and be like, well, Sonny uses other people, because I understand where y'all, where you're gonna go. I've been dealing with Sonny haters for years. Who cares? He's not doing it to her. He's not doing it to her. Like, just because she decided to pledge her loyalty to Jason and pretend like she's been besties with him for 30 years like her daughter has, that ain't got shit to do with her. And so, she didn't know Stone or Jagger. She was like fake dead when that happened. And so it's crazy to me that she's always out here calling him a criminal, but I'm not allowed to call this hypocrisy. I will. I will. This is my show. This is my show, so I can do that if I want to. But Anna's like, cool, I'm gonna think about getting therapy, because he literally tells her she needs some therapy. He's like, girl, you need to go to therapy. Like, you going through it, I could tell. And she's like, yeah, bet, but like, first, can you give me a plot of land and don't tell anyone about it? And don't ask me what I'm doing with it. It's just mine. I need it for me. I was trapped in a hospital and they were coming in and out of my room and I don't like that. I need something for me. And Sunny's like, okay, sure, girl, whatever. And so that was Tuesday's episode. Let's do Wednesday. So Wednesday, Curtis starts his goodbye tour. It starts on Wednesday. It does not end until Friday. It's very crazy. But he's like, oh, I'm so nervous because I'm not going to be able to see my baby. What am I going to do when I can't see my baby? And Jordan is like, don't even worry, because me and Trina are going to make sure that that baby knows that you're his father. Jordan, why do you think you still gonna have access to this baby after this man goes to prison? You not a wife, you a side chick. And so, girl, you better hope Trina takes up the freaking mantle of making sure that baby knows that Curtis is his father, because you not about to be anywhere near that baby, because Portia don't fuck with you. Did we forget? Who cares about you delivering that baby? You did the bare minimum. Like, you did what any decent human being would do. So, like, it's not special to me, to be honest. And so they're talking about that. Michael comes over and they end up giving the CEO position of Aurora to Jordan. And so I'm like, so you're gonna get blackmailed by Sidwell and you're gonna be the CEO of Aurora? That's crazy. That's crazy. And everybody's like, yeah, you should have this job. Like, Curtis is like, you should have this job by virtue of being my girlfriend. And then Michael's like, yeah, you should take it because Curtis will feel better knowing that his girlfriend is running Aurora. Okay. Sure, but that's them. And then we got the creepy record producer. Remember how I told you that the random bestie left, Trina Stalker shows up, and then creepy record producer shows up. So now he's at that restaurant. He tells Emma and Gio and Trina that, yeah, we want y'all to date. We want y'all to date. you don't have to really date, but like you just have to tell people you don't tell people you're not dating, just let that happen. And they all don't want to do it. They're like, no, no, yada, yada, yada. And he's pretty much like, yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to do that. Everybody get used to it because this is what's happening. Sure, sure. I guess the real story is Trina being stalked. And so we could do this weird forced proximity ass story over here too. What's with all the forced proximity? It's fucking weird. It's weird. But creepy record producer is creepy. That's the number one thing, which makes me think he's not stalking her. So like random bestie got the animals liking him, but creepy record producer is too creepy for it to be him. Like it would be a bad reveal because it's like, so you were just creepy this entire time. But I don't really know what's going on with Trina Stalker. We got, I think they heard us about the random Pinterest board, the little like Pinterest board they made of Trina's Instagram page, and now we have like a person actually stalking her. And so sure, whatever. But that's them. We also let's go to Mob Hospital. Donna's back. Great to see Donna. We love Donna. And she is here to make shit awkward for Sunny, who wants to cause she wants to invite Horny DA to the family barbecue. Sunny's like, no, she's busy. She's a busy lawyer. She can't come do that. And then here come Rick. Rick is like, I would love to come to your barbecue, Donna, even though I'm a busy attorney. I would never miss your barbecue. Donna's like, see, tell me why she can't come. I'm kind of like, at this age, Michael and Morgan and Christina knew what time it was with Sonny's business. And so it's kind of weird to me that she's like, why can't this woman come? And it's like, well, obviously because your dad is a criminal. That's why she can't come. Are we supposed to be under the impression that Donna has no idea about Sonny's business? She just thinks her dad's a coffee importer? Whatever. Okay, they don't really use the kids like that anymore, so I guess she can feel that way. But I guess like Sonny's like one of the things that's gonna come between him and Horny DA is the fact that, he can't date her openly, and then his daughter's gonna feel some type of way about that. She won't go to the family barbecue. That's so funny. Whatever. Anyway, I get Carson back. I don't care. And so Rick comes over, Donna goes to like off screen. Donna's gone. And Rick tells Sonny that he's gonna propose to Liz. Sonny said, pause. Why? Why would you do that? Like, y'all just got back together. Why are you trying to, like, speed things up? Rick is trying everything to not tell Sonny that he's worried that Dante has become Captain Serial Girl on Liz. Because he knows that Sonny's going to take Dante's side. Sunny will 1000% take Dante's side. Sunny will be like, I love the idea of Dante and Liz. Like, I didn't even think about that. She'd be great for my son. He knows that's exactly what Sunny would do. He would be so team Dante on that. He would feign it for a second, like, oh, I don't know, like Liz and Dante. But then as soon as they made it official, Sunny would be like, it was always going to be Liz and Dante. That just makes sense. Like, get with it. And so Rick is he working overtime to make sure that Sunny does not know that he has a one-sided beef with his second favorite son. And Sunny's like, I feel like it's weird that you want to propose to this woman. Rick is like, I've loved Liz for over 20 years, so like, why is it weird? And Sunny said, yeah, but Liz been with a lot of dudes in those 20 years. And a lot of people kind of went crazy on this. They thought like Sunny was like slut shaming, and like there were whole charts made, which I'm not even mad at because I literally just made a whole chart about the beefs on the show. There was like charts of people being like, here's all the love interests that like various characters had. And of course, Sunny had the most. Durr. And I don't even think that's what he was trying to say. I don't think that he was slut shaming her. I think what he was trying to say is that, like, so you've been holding this torch for Liz for over 20 years, and she's had all these love interests in between. Like, she's not holding the same torch for you that you're holding for her. And you got to think about that. That, like, she's the love of your life. Are you the love of hers? And I think that's what he meant, to be honest. But I get why it sounded weird. And it was like, Sonny, you were the last person on earth who need to be talking about, like, getting strange on this fucking show. Like, How many baby mama you like? Your baby mama extended universe is its own hospital, the Sunny Corinthos baby mama's hospital. Like, let's be so fucking serious, Sunny. Let's be so serious. But Sunny is really trying to be like, here's what's up. You get weird, Rick. Like, you get mad weird when you're with Liz. And so I'm just trying to make sure you not getting weird because, like, one time you locked Carly in a panic room for months and months and months and tried to steal my fucking son. And so I gotta be real with you. I've never been a Lyric fan. Like, I've never been a Lyric fan. Like, nothing against Liz. I love Liz. That's my girl. And I've never shipped the two of you because the two of you, not her, you, but when you with her and it's the two of you be doing weird shit. You be doing weird shit. You be like hiring Hayden Barnes to pretend to be Drewson's fucking fake wife. You, like I said, you be acting weird. And so I'm not a Lyric fan. I'm also not a Rex's fan because that's usually you and Alexis teaming up with me to come take me down. And so I'm actually a team, like Sonny is actually team Rick be celibate. He likes a single Rick. And he might get that sooner than he thinks. He might get that sooner than he thinks. And so Rick is like, nah, 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 nah. I love Liz. I'm gonna be with Liz. Sonny's like, all right, I'm gonna support you then. I'm gonna support you. Please don't put any of my baby mamas in a goddamn panic room. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. But none of that even matters because Liz and Dante are over here being inappropriate as hell. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm so sorry. I don't care about Lizante. That's what I'm calling them. I think their actual stance call them El Dante. I don't like that nickname. I'm so sorry. It's not for me to decide. And so this is just for me. I'm gonna call them Lizante. Lizante are deeply inappropriate. Like, if y'all want to date, date. But like, what they're doing is what people talk about when they talk about they can't actually handle their partners being in platonic relationships with other people like that. Because, like, why is this man pantsless? Why is this man pantsless? I understand that she's a nurse. I understand that, but like the implications are crazy. Even how we got here is crazy to me. What do you mean you have a whole ass boyfriend? You have a whole ass bookshelf that needs to be built. You haven't asked the boyfriend. Building bookshelves is a boyfriend thing. Ask your partner to build a bookshelf. What the fuck? What are we talking about? I can see if, like, in the dialogue, she was like, yeah, I've been asking Rick all this time. Then it's like, okay, well, Rick is not doing what he needs to do. But that's not a realistic thing because Rick would walk out of court to go build that bookshelf for her. She knows that. And so you even having Dante, but and I understand that he offered. That's when you got to be like, no, I'm gonna get Rick to do it. Don't even trip, girl. This is so crazy, but like, Liz is like, oh my god, I need this bookshelf built, and Dante's like, I love building bookshelves. Let me come watch me play, and then build this bookshelf. But then it also looked like Liz did not go watch him play because she was already showered and dressed and unaware of the accident that he acquired when he was playing. And so I'm like, wait a minute. Did 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 you watch the game? Because that was the whole reason he would come watch make your bookshelf. You said you couldn't watch the game because you had to make a bookshelf. And then he said, I'll do the bookshelf. You come watch the game. And now all of a sudden she didn't watch the game. She didn't watch the game. But he comes over, like I said, she's showered and ready. He's limping. She's like, what's up with that? Did you go to the doctor? Did you see about that? He's like, nah, 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 girl, I'm good. Let's go build this bookshelf. They go to an off-screen part of Liz's house. They go to a part of Liz's house I didn't know existed. And he injures himself more trying to build the bookshelf. And so now he's injured. And so she's like, well, now let me check it out because I'm a nurse. Like, I'm not even just a nurse, I'm head nurse. And so get them pants off, bruh. That's when Rick decides to walk up with like flowers to propose. And of course he's like, what the fuck? And to be honest, I was like, what the fuck with them? Like, what the hell? What is this? This is crazy. But we'll come back to it. We'll come back to it on Thursday's episode. Let's go over to Drew. So Drew and Nina are both at the Metro Court pool. Drew immediately goes over to Nina to threaten her, as he should. She tried to murder him. Like, Drew is a piece of shit, and I'm never on his side except when it comes to Nina and Willow. Y'all are out of pocket. Stay on their neck, Drew. Stay on their neck. But Nina's like, whatever, bitch. I don't care about anything. And he's like, cool, I'm going to meet somebody. Peace out, bestie. Stay on her neck, Drew. There was just a bottle of vodka out, by the way. Like, at the Metro Court pool. I was like, anybody could grab this. This seemed like, and it was like a massive bottle of vodka. I was like, this seems like Popov. This is like that supermarket vodka you be getting. This is not high quality that I expect from the Metro Court, but whatever. Like, whatever. He goes to meet Ava to like plot on Sunny some more. That's literally all that happens with them. Like, all for the rest of the week. They're just plotting on Sunny together. Nina is there to ask Brennan to get shit on Michael because Michael's blackmailing Willow to stay in the gay house. And Brennan's like, nah, girl. Nah, you gotta get out of that. You gotta get out of that. Your daughter is actually trash. Like, I wish this was some innocent doe thing where, the mob hospital and Monica's hospital are really ganging up on her, but like that girl's a she devil. Like, she was jumping in my shit last week, and so I'm not gonna help you with that, girl. Like, she is actually the devil. You gotta get out of that. And like, Nina is just quickly realizing that her want to have her daughter back is become a monkey paws wish, because each daughter she finds is crazier than the last. Like, each daughter is just more insane than the previous daughter. Like I said, this ends with Nina running Willow off a cliff. Like, this got to. It's got to. Um but before we finish up with Nina, Kai comes over to quit working for Willow, and he reads her ass for filth. I said, you better do it, Kai. You better do it. You've been dealing with Delusional Hospital pretty much the entire time you've been on the show, and it feel like it's gonna get you got. Like, it's either, I think Trina Stalker ends up killing him. We don't even know if he's gonna die. Let me get into it. So Kai goes to like quit on Willow. Willow's like, this could have been an email. Like, this could have been an email. Why are you here? Kai's like, I just thought it was respectful to come to your face to tell you that you a whack bitch, and I don't want to work for you anymore. And I hope all the bad things in life happen to you and only but you. Like, girl, what the hell? And she's like, I have to tell you to stop slandering me. Like, you don't have any proof. You didn't see me. It's always on a ringtone. Like, that's some bullshit. Kai's like, don't play in my face. Don't play in my face, girl. Like, I know you shot that man. You know you shot that man. Is that man trash? 100%. But he don't need to be shot. He don't need to be shot. And when I think of the grand scheme of things, that Curtis out here catching a 10-year charge for punching somebody one time, you shot someone in the back twice, and you walking around not only free, but a congressperson, girl, fuck you. Girl, fuck you. And Willow tries to be like, you think you just like throw a grenade in my life and you just get out of it like that? You think I'm gonna just let you walk away like that? He's like, are you threatening me? Are you threatening me? And she's just like, I'm just letting you know what it is. I'm just letting you know what it is. He said, watch this, and left. And so he goes to see Trina and tell her that he quit working for Willow. And he doesn't say that they had this big confrontation, but he is like, yeah, she's not going to be leaving me a recommendation anytime soon. And so I feel like there's a good chance that Kai gets murdered somehow. I don't think it's going to be Willow, but like maybe Trina Stalker that no one knows about. But because these affidavits came out, and Willow, that did sound like a threat. Like, sorry, girl, you too busy threatening people. You don't know how to turn it off. I think that she's going to become the main suspect because she's got, like, Law and Order Hospital up her ass. Like, Law and Order Hospital, Horny DA and Anna knows that she shot Drew. And they both mad that she out here walking free, being a congressperson. Like, Anna could care less about Willow getting her out of the loony bin. She don't give a fuck. And so I feel like if Kai turns up dead, she becomes the number one suspect. And wouldn't it be a bitch if the only person who believed her is Michael? Because I feel like they're setting up Nina to have a break with Willow. Even though, so let's end up with Nina for Wednesday. So Nina shows up and she's just like, Willow's freaking out. And for the first time in like years, she has some kind of clarity and is like, damn, this is my fault. Like, this is 1000% my fault. Like, I shouldn't have done it. I should have just, you told me to compromise with Michael, you told me not to flip out, and I didn't listen, and now I'm checkmated. Like, this fucking sucks. And here's Nina just reinforcing all her crazy delusional behavior. Like, no, 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 girl, you've never done anything wrong in your life. You're so perfect, you're so beautiful. Nina, go to hell. Go to hell. Now, if she does actually stop, being crazy, it's not even your fault. Like, if you break with her over some whack shit she does, it's like, well, when she was trying to be sane, you weren't trying to hear it. You were reinforcing that she's never done anything wrong in her life. And so that's Wednesday. Let's hurry up and get through the week. Oh my God. Thursday. Thursday, we got Anna meeting up with Dr. Spy and pretty much confirming that he is a doctor and a spy because he was really out here trying to be like, I'm not a spy, I just work for the WSB. And Anna was like, don't play on my face. Like, don't play on my face. I can tell you're a spy. Maybe you're a doctor too, but you are 1000% a spy. Don't play in my fucking face. And he said, yeah, girl, you right. You right. And so I don't know, maybe Spy Hospital's here to stay and maybe it gets reborn through Dr. Spy. We do have Jocelyn meeting Dr. Spy, and so all the spies have met each other. We know that Dr. Spy had a run in with Brennan like a few weeks ago. So like all those people who are attached to Spy Hospital have kikied and met up with each other. We got Isaiah and Portia banging on Curtis's downfall while Alexis is busy trying to make sure he doesn't become a drug addict. They really want us to care about Curtis. They really want us to care about Curtis. I'm not gonna do it. Like, I'm not gonna do it. I'll point out that he's got a completely outside sentence compared to like Willow walking away free and Whitey's African Warlord getting 31 years. And he deserves to be in prison. Hurry up and put him in prison. I spent all week being like, why is this man still walking around free? Like, this is the longest goodbye tour. Like, it's crazy. But Alexis was like, ooh, it's really hard to fall off the wagon. You gotta be straight. You gotta, gotta stay strong. Gotta go to meetings. Great. Great. We got Jocelyn telling Jason that Britt is trash and betrayed her in every way, shape, and form during that whole Spy Hospital storyline. And Jason really don't give a fuck. He's really like, yeah, girl, don't do it again. Don't do it again. And he does already know about her asking Anna for help. And so I don't know if that's what is the tipping point that Anna tries to kill Britt. And because like Anna's forcing her to keep everything really hush hush, she ends up not telling Jason. And then Jason feels like, oh, if you had told me, I could have done something about Anna being crazy. Maybe Danny and Rocco get involved somehow. But I don't know. I feel like Jabrit is on shaky ground, to be honest. But he didn't really give a fuck, to like, just to be perfectly clear. Like, he was like, I don't like that you betrayed Jocelyn, but players fuck up. That's your bad. Don't do it again. And so I feel like she does it again, and I feel like whatever she does is not going to be that deep. It's just going to be the last straw, and so no one's going to be satisfied by it. Like, the Jabrit fans are going to be mad because it's not that deep. Like, she's done deeper shit, and nobody else is going to fucking care because like you should have dumped her for the Jocelyn shit. And so that's my prediction for that. I could be wrong though. I could be 100% wrong. We also then, like I said about Rick. So Rick saw Dante. He doesn't have pants on. He comes in hot. Like, what the fuck is this? As you should. You see a man on your girl's couch and he ain't got no pants on. I don't care about her being a nurse. She's like rubbing his thigh. And they're really like, what the hell? This man is injured. He's my friend. Yada, yada, yada. He was helping me make a bookshelf and blah, 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 blah. Rick is just like, you know what? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. He immediately goes to find Lulu and be like, we should team up before we lose the loves of our lives, yada, yada, yada. And so, are they doing Lou Rick? Are we doing Lulu and Rick? That'd be weird. But I don't know, stranger things have happened, like, than Lulu and Rick. Especially because, like, of what was happening with Lulu. But, like, let's go back to Dante and Liz. So Rick left. Dante and Liz proceed to have the most unhinged conversation about how he's like overbearing and insecure. Y'all look crazy. Like, I'm so sorry. Y'all look crazy. People have crashed out on Carly and Jason for less. People have crashed out on Carly and Jason and their weird fucking platonic friendship for way less than what y'all were doing. Like, y'all got to at least admit that that shit's weird. And Dante was really like, that wasn't weird. Like, we're allowed to do that. Dante is doing the exact same thing with Liz that he did with Sam, by the way. The softball, the like coming together through like these personal interconnected moments of like connecting and sharing. It's an emotional affair. You're having an emotional affair with Dante. Like, if you want to be with Dante, be with Dante. But like, don't gaslight Rick. And then when he inevitably does something crazy, then you use that as an excuse to break up with him. Like, if you don't want to be with this man, if you're not feeling it, like you're not feeling it like you were in the early 2000s, then just cut him loose. Just cut him loose and let him do whatever the hell he's gonna do. Like, you about to have him crash out on his whole damn life. That's crazy. I don't even like Rick, and you got me feeling. I feel worse for Rick than I do for Curtis. To be honest, that's crazy. Curtis about to do 10 years for punching somebody one time, and I genuinely feel bad for Rick that he got to watch his nephew be pantsless in his girl's house while she massages, like medically massages his fucking thigh. I'm like, all right. Sure, but it's the person having the worst night on Thursday has to be Lulu because, like, she busted over to Carly's mob compound where Carvel were out here having a lovely dinner to freak out about Charlotte being on a boat, and then they both call her a loser. They both call her a loser and told her to get a life. And I said, what is this? What is this? This is crazy. How you got them both talking to her like that? Because literally, Lulu's going off, and Carly's like, listen, you gotta calm down. And, like, she's a teenager and she could do stuff in summer. And Lulu's like, what business is this of yours? Like, what the fuck? And Carly's like, well, you busted into my house, so it's my business now. Like, you in my kitchen having this, like, breakdown, so it's my business. And then out of nowhere, Valentine, who never stopped cooking, by the way, never stopped cooking. Valentine's like, do you date? Do you date? Do you have a hobby? Do you do things? Like, Carly's like, yeah, you can play pickleball. Like, cause you need to do something because you're a loser. You're a loser who lives through your children, and your children are sick of it. We're all sick of it. I said, damn, like, it's true, but damn, did we have to say it to her like that? That's crazy. And so she leaves, and that's where she ends up going to see Rick. Where he's like, let's team up, girl. And now I'm like, are they about to do Rick? And then the episode ends with Carvel like determined to stay together for the next 6 years because it's like a scene where Carly is like, Lulu is such a loser. She got me thinking that I gotta chill out with Jocelyn. I guess I gotta just let her get shot and be a spy because I don't want to be that type of loser. Like, that was upsetting. And then Valentine's like, yeah, girl, when Charlotte is Jocelyn's age, like, why don't you remind me to not be a loser as well? And Carly's like, damn, that's like 6 years from now. You think we're going to be together 6 years from now? And Valentine's like, if I got my way, we are. And then they make out. And I was like, hell yeah. Carvel Rising, let's go. Like, out here making out, eating good food, calling Lulu a loser. I loved it. I loved it. 10 out of 10, no notes, just for that scene. But let's go to Friday. Let's get through this. We're so close to being done. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, this week, ugh. And I've still been talking for an hour. So this will be quick though. Cause like, it's Curtis's goodbye tour. It continues the third day. The third day. Remember when he had 48 hours to get all this shit done? We're on the third day of the freaking apology tour that started on Wednesday. Like, it's longer than the Eras tour. Like, what's going on? It was supposed to be 48 hours. So this entire week, once again, was 48 hours from Friday's episode. Don't tell us about time. Stop it. Stop telling us about time. You're not good at it. And so he's saying goodbye to Aurora. He's saying goodbye to Michael. He's saying goodbye to Jordan. He's saying goodbye to Trina. He's saying goodbye to this baby that did not care. The baby was just being adorable and not caring. And then he goes to jail, and it ends with him being in jail. And I said, finally. Finally, this man took forever to go to jail. It's crazy. But Curtis is in jail. We learned that Jeannie's going on her vacation soon, so we're probably not going to see her until like October. I think she's on next week, but after that, she's probably going to be out for a minute because Jeannie just be taking vacation. She's going to Maine. But Rocco is going to be like watering her plants and stuff, and he ends up telling Laura that he's hanging out with Scout secretly, even though it doesn't need to be secret. And she's just like, yeah, that sounds dope. But if Drew pops off, then, just listen to him because he's a vindictive man and he will try to bitch slap you. And then that's going to trigger all sorts of hospitals to get involved. Like, Mob Hospital's going to get involved, and Spy Hospital might get involved, and fucking Law and Order Hospital is going to get involved. Like, we can't be doing that. And so Rocco says, bet. Then we go over to Scout, and Scout is out here being conflicted about her dad. She called Danny to the boathouse and was like, hang out with me. He was like, does your dad know about that? She's like, nah. And he was like, punk bitch. She's like, don't talk about my dad like that. Even though I'm lying to him. I understood it. Like, she's 14. It's got to be really confusing to be like, I wish my dad comes back out of this wheelchair, and then he comes back and immediately starts ruining your summer. And so now you got to lie to his face. But just because you're lying to him and calling him a punk bitch doesn't mean you want anyone else calling him a punk bitch. You're like, that's my dad. I'm allowed to call him a punk bitch because I love him, but you can't do that. And so I kind of got her. I felt her, but Danny apologizes, and then Charlotte shows up, and they're kikiing. Scout starts swimming. Charlotte and Danny immediately start plotting on Drew. Rocco shows up. Rocco's like, why are you doing that? Like, why are you doing that? Like, that's a stupid plan. Like, it's gonna blow up in your face. Everything's gonna go wrong. And Charlotte's like, yeah, you right. Yeah, you right. We shouldn't do it. Never mind. And so Scout comes back. Rocco and Scout leave. Charlotte's like, ignore everything I just said. I said that because he's a punk bitch and I don't have time to deal with him. You and me are plotting. We're plotting on that man's downfall. And so this is about to be a terrible plan. This is about to be a terrible plan. They're like, we're gonna blackmail Drew. And I'm like, here's the thing. I can understand you wanting to blackmail just a random person that's not gonna do nothing, right? Like, you blackmail them and they take it. Like a Brooklyn situation, right? Because it seemed like if you blackmail Brooklyn, she would just do whatever you say. Because all you had to do was threaten to tell Chase, and she would do whatever you said, right? But Drew is not built like that. Drew is knucking and bucking and ready to fight. And so what you about to do when you knuck and he bucks? Like, what are you about to do? And so this is about to be a stupid plan. This is gonna be a stupid plan, but you know what? That's the journey they gotta go on as little kids. That's the journey they gotta learn. You would think Charlotte already learned since she caught a bullet from Anna last time she was knucking on somebody who was definitely gonna buck on her and be ready to fight. But she's hard headed. She gotta learn it again. She gotta learn it again. And so that happened. Then we got Drew. He shows up to Ava at the MetroCorp pool again. Ava's like, yeah, you can't hang out this time because Portia's about to come and y'all be beefing. Drew is like, no, 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 no. I need to apologize to Portia because I am trying to apologize to all of Black Hospital because they're the only people in town that I feel bad about. Like, I should not have done that to Black Hospital. That was not okay. Everybody else can fuck off, right? Mob Hospital, Delusional Hospital, which I thought I was a happily welcomed member of, but it turns out I'm not. So it's a civil war happening in Delusional Hospital. Monica's hospital can fuck off. Danny can fuck off. Like, everybody fuck off. Like, but Black Hospital, I shouldn't have been doing that. I should not have been doing that. And so Ava's like, all right. I'm like, Ava, how did this work out last time? Remember the last time you tried to have like Nina and Portia be in a room together, and then Portia was like trying to fight Nina in the bathroom? Like, you know that Portia is knucking and bucking and ready to fight. And so why you keep doing this? But whatever. Portia shows up. She apologizes. Drew apologizes to Portia. She does not accept it. Says, just stay away from me, bitch. He leaves. Ava's like, that's my bad. That's my bad. But you know what? It doesn't matter because Ava is like Trina and Portia's emotional support villain. So she's allowed to do stuff like this. And Portia would just forgive her. Like, they literally end their scenes end with them holding hands and pledging their eternal friendship to each other. And so none of that even mattered. Drew then goes to Aurora to ask for some type of forward facing position in the company because like Michael's just the CEO and the majority shareholder because he bought out shares underneath Drew, but Drew is still a majority shareholder. Like he still has under Michael the most amount of stock in Aurora. So he was like, I'm still a part of this company, bruh. Can I still be a part of the company? Michael's like, hell no, bitch. Hell no, bitch. Do you think I forgot? Do you think I forgot that we're ops? Because I didn't. Drew is like, listen, that's my bad. I should not have tried to steal your wife because she's a raggedy bitch who deserves to be in hell. Michael said, I don't care what that bitch did to you. Do you think I care what she did or didn't do to you? I don't give a fuck. You and me are ops. This ain't got shit to do with her. This is between you and me. You can't have anything. Jordan, remember Jordan just became CEO of Aurora. Jordan's like, wait a minute, Michael, maybe we should let him do something. Maybe we should let him do something. Like, if he's here, like, admitting he was at fault, trying to make amends, then maybe we should just let him do something. Drew was like, thank you so much. Can I get an office? Jordan's like, don't, stop it, bitch. Don't do that. Don't do that. Like, take what you got and leave. And so Drew leaves. Michael's like, so what the hell was that about? Jordan's like, listen, I don't trust that man. I don't trust that man at all. But like, it's better for him to be doing shenanigans in our face than doing them behind our back. And so Drew's about to be more involved in Aurora. Yippee. And then finally, Sonny goes to see Sidwell, which is a huge fucking mistake because like this is how he gets caught up in mob hospital. Like, so you want to go see Sidwell and gloat in his fucking face and tell him that you get out the mob? Why is Sonny telling everybody? Sonny telling everybody he getting out the mob. Why would you tell White East African warlord you're getting out the mob? You went to prison to tell him you getting out. And so you're weak. You're vulnerable. What are we talking about? But this is what I mean about how ain't nobody getting out the fucking mob. Because we're telling everybody. We're telling people we shouldn't be telling. We should not be telling White East African warlord this. Why? We should not even be. But yeah, Sonny went to go tell Sitwell that he's buying up all his shit and he's getting out the mob. Meanwhile, behind his back, Drew is planning on buying the piers and a bunch of art, apparently. And then Valentine's probably going to buy a bunch of shit Sonny wants too. And everybody's beefing. This is a Mob Hospital storyline. We are in Mob Hospital. But that's pretty much all that happened. Yeah. That's the whole week. It was a different format. So thank you for rocking with me. I could not in good conscience I just had to get through it. I really had to get through it. So if you like this, please feel free to like and subscribe and all the things. Hopefully next week is better. Hopefully next week is better. But thank you so much, guys. I will see you next time and have a good week. Bye.